Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Python Ninja YouTube channel, and in this tutorial we will learn together abstract class in Python. Remember that abstract class is a concept different than the abstraction and encapsulation which we introduced in the previous tutorial. In that tutorial we introduced the concept of encapsulation and abstraction, and by that approach we can hide some critical attributes and some implementation of the code, and we can only show like the result or the final implementation or lighter version of the methods. Okay, and we limit accessing the some attributes or method from outside. But the abstract class is a concept or a mechanism in which we prevent making an instance from a specific or from the parent class. So we do a freeze of making instance, okay, and we only limit the creation of instance from the child class or other class that is not tagged with abstract class. To prevent a user from creating an instance from a class, okay, and that class is a parent class, of course, then the parent class must be an abstract class, okay? If a method is located inside the parent class, okay, then this method could be overridden, meaning that I can use the same name of the method in my child class, okay? However, I cannot recall the method when I do like samples or instances, okay? To make a class as an abstract class, we use a decorator to make this method as an abstract class. Okay, so each abstract class should contain at least one abstract method. We will learn together how can I tag this method to be an abstract method. The abstract method is a method that has a declaration inside the parent class but does not have implementation. So this is like the analogy of it, similar to have something that is complete the structure but doesn't have any functionality, okay, in the next or in the child classes. Okay, just again, please take in account the abstract class is a different concept than the abstraction. In the abstraction, we do abstract of the accessing, okay, to some methods from outside. Okay, so I hide some implementation, so the high level code should be hidden. Okay, and I can just allow the user to do some like user input or to get some result, and what is running behind this result is totally hidden, and this code is abstraction. But in the abstract class, in which I can prevent anyone to make instance from the class, okay, making instance like when we complete the class, I cannot do instance and pass the argument to that instance. I will recap to you. I will recap with you how can we build a class, a parent class, and do inheritance. Then we will highlight what I mean of the abstract class. So as usual, let us start with class, and this class is Amazon, okay? And this time I have no inheritance to the parent class. To have abstraction, then we should have inheritance at the parent class. But as usual, Amazon as a parent class will not have inheritance at the beginning, and we want to identify also the constructor. In the constructor, I will replace the name, I will replace age, I will replace salary, and I will store them, okay, store the value of the name and the object self.name, okay, or on this attribute, self.age will hold the value of age, and self.salary attribute will save the salary, okay, value. Now I will also add a method as usual, def write code, okay, and let us say that return, okay, as usual I will return a string and self dot name, like can write different code with different languages. Okay, let us to say like this. Okay, so I have the class and I have a method that is located inside the class. Now I want to create a child class that will inherit it from Amazon. One of this class is Python engineering class, and this will inherit from Amazon. And as usual, I want to override the constructor to have additional attribute that I want to add, which is the grade. And in this case, I want to say grade equal none, okay, as a positional argument. Then I want to add all arguments. So I use arg because I have here these are positional arguments, so I will use arg here, okay, arg, sorry. And in this case, I will also use super. The super allows me, the super method allow me to access to the construction of the parent class. And inside this, as we learn together, that I will use them all arguments inside the parent class from arg. So these args are these attributes, and these args are these attributes also. And inside the new constructor of the child class, I add also the new attribute. You can use keyword argument, but I assign no default value here. And as usual, we should also store the self.grade as a new attribute in this child class, okay. And that's it. Now we overridden the constructor of the parent class. Now I want to use the same function of this. So I want to override this method, okay, but because he is a Python developer, he can write, let us to say, for example, Python code. So this is a method, and this is the same name of the method, but when we call this from Amazon class, it will return this line, and when we recall this method from Python class, it will return this code. Let's expand the inheritance and identify, for example, data sense, and I'll keep it as data sense, okay, and this will inherit it from Amazon. But now we don't need to, or no need, let us separate this. Why not so much? And here in this data sense, no need to override the constructor as here. Just I want to have the same number of attributes, but I want to add the same, okay, function here, and the same method, sorry, here. And this write code, when it will be called from the data sense, then I want to identify the data center that can write Python code, and for example, SQL query. Okay, sorry, I have to open this query. Okay, now we have a parent class. This parent class contains write method, and we have a child class. Okay, and this child class here contains also write code method, and we have another child class which is data sense, and this has the same method. The next step is to create instances from this class. Okay, so the first one I want to create from Amazon. For example, I want to see people from Amazon, and his name is Tom, his age is, for example, 55, his salary, whatever it is. The second one is PY1, which is related to Python class, and in the Python engineering, remember that I have this name as salary, but I expanded also to grade. So I will add here name, for example, Ali. For the age, I want to say 35. For the study, for example, whatever it is. And for the grade, for the grade, I use the keyword argument here. Okay, and I want to say he is senior. Okay, now I hope that no. This grade should be like this, okay, and just to be sure, I want to print py1 dot grid, and in this case we have a problem here because the grid is the grid in this class started at the beginning, and now we should fix this by shifting this grid to be after the args here, okay. And now I have the all arguments from this class, and I have arg here, grade, sorry. And now when I call this, it will be called also the majority is all argument here, so I can use the slicing indexing here to have only the first three arguments, which is the first 1, 2, 3 from here, okay. So it will recall all arguments, which are 1, 2, 3 plus to this, but I do slicing to have only 3 arguments. I do believe now we have none because we have default argument of none, but I have also to say grade equals senior, and now I have the senior, and when I test with the name, okay, then it will be Ali. So in this case I use, because I have no keyword arguments, I use here, I enforce this to be positional argument just to you to learn, and now I added the other argument to be as a keyword arguments. But when we call the super method, then we should do slicing just to have the first 3 arguments which come from args, and inside args there are 3 arguments. We unpack them, this 1, 2, 3, okay, name, age, and salary. Now I did instance from Amazon, instance from Python engineering, and I can do also instance of from data science, for example, DT1, and this will come from data science, and I have here Mira, okay, I have here age is 32, and I have here salary like 3,000 or whatever it is. So now I have the 3 classes and the 3 instances, okay. So far, I did not describe anything about the abstract class. Now we will bring also from each instance. I want to print the right code, okay, and I want to print here from py1 print write code, and I will print py2 T1.write code. We will see that at this time we have Tom write different code of different language, which is the right code from the parent class, and we have write Python code which come from Python engineering instance, and which is here, and we have the last one. The question is, how can I prevent creating any instance from the parent class? Okay, the parent class is a parent class and should be kept without any touching. I do not need anyone to create instance or touch this class. Then I have to make inheritance in the parent class. Now it is Amazon, and this will be inherited from the APC. In Python, there is a built-in APC module, so we import from APC. From APC, I want to import APC, and I want to import abstract method. to have an abstract class, it is mandatory to have at least one abstract method. There are two steps to have abstract class. The first one is to do inheritance at the parent class, and I will do inheritance from ABC. Okay, and now I did the first step. The second step is to have inside this class at least one method, as this method that will have a declaration. Now we declare that we have a method that writes code, but it also doesn't have any implementation. We will not access it. Okay, but it is mandatory to have an abstract class. Then I have to use the decorator with abstract method, okay, in the top of the write code method. For how to do decoration like this, after object-oriented programming series, we will introduce some tutorials about the decorator, generator, and other concept in model concept in Python. Okay, again, if you want to prevent anyone to make an instance from this Amazon class as a parent class, this Amazon class should inherit from ABC, okay, and ABC is located inside this module, okay. Now, to be or to make this is an active abstract class, at least one abstract method. So we define the method, but we also need to know how to have an abstract method. We import the abstract method from also ABC, and we use a decorator with this abstract method on the top. Using the decorator will entail using at, okay, and now we have an abstract method. No one can make access, so no one can make an instance on that method. So the term of abstraction again prevent you to access a method, okay, by using like leading underscore or double leading underscore. Now we want to extend the analogy to prevent, okay, you to making an instance from the class. If I will run this code, then I will have a problem, which is type error cannot instance abstract class Amazon with abstract method write code. So let us do one by one. Where is the big boss write code? So it should be deleted because it's an abstract method. Then I do run the code, then I will have another problem. Cannot instance abstract class, okay, the same error. That means I am not able or I'm not allowed to make an instance from the Amazon. Why? Because it is an abstract class. So this should be removed. Okay, so I will comment this now. When I run this line, then I have no error because now no need to make an instance from the big boss because it is not allowed. So in case if you have the ability or you have a task in which the parent class should be abstracted or should be frozen, or no one will be able to create an instance from this one, then you use ABC or abstract class analogy. However, if you perform abstract class, you still able to do inheritance. Okay, so the only thing that prevent you from touching this class is the instance creation. So you are not allowed to create an instance like this instance, okay? But you are allowed to do inheritance and to manipulate the attributes and methods. So we did manipulation for attributes here. We add the grade, okay, for example. And for the methods, we override write code method. However, it is exist here. And that's for today's tutorial. In the next tutorial, we will also introduce how can we pass an object, an instance as an object, a function to do further processing.